And I feel I don't deserve this. I just don't deserve this. I just don't deserve.
Sorry for. Sorry for. And I feel I don't deserve this. I just don't deserve this. I just don't deserve. And I feel I don't deserve this. I just don't deserve this. I just don't deserve.
When I met you, I knew I needed more of you to teach me all your ways. Righteousness, love, fear of the Most High. So every day I pray, create in me a clean heart, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, oh God, oh God. I wanna be in your will. Lord, do you hear me? Do you hear me? I delight to do thy will. You, Lord, have I hidden in my heart, so that I might die daily. Get rid of the old me. Perfect in your sight is what I wanna be. So create in me a clean heart, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, oh God, oh God. I wanna be in your will. Lord, do you hear me? Do you hear me? Your wisdom, it teaches me your laws are a lamp unto my feet, converting my soul, making me whole. Righteousness in your laws allow me to grow. So create in me a clean heart, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, oh God, oh God. I wanna be in your will. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Create in me a clean heart, right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, oh God, oh God. I wanna be in your will. Lord, do you hear me? Do you hear me?
It's AZ3 in the building. Yeah. Calling you daughters of Sarah. We see you. Today is your day. That's right. Author of beauty. Come on. Come on.
For the first author of our beauty have created them, labeled them. Beauty is much more when you relate with them. Way with them, hate it cause they ain't it, can't compare to them. Away with them, my sisters like they're precious. Ain't no one mistaking them, you can't get her twisted. Nope, sick religion's fake to them. Girded any scripture, sister sharper than the blade of pen. You can surely miss her with them critics and their labeling the apple of her father's eye. Ain't no one replacing him. Kinky, curly, twisty, yep, realer than what real can get. You cannot define her with designer or a makeup kit. Driven is a given, she divine. I say she heaven sent. The maker left his mark on that. Who you gonna replace her with? Modest, not a novice, yet she flyer than the pelican. You can catch her with her kids. Got a house, that's how she lives. Ain't another better search the earth, and you ain't finding them. For Israel is the Lord's portion. She the one I'm riding with. Riding with.
Gon' let your light shine. You left all that ratchet stuff behind. Now the only thing that you screaming is Proverbs 31 be the reason for that virtue that you be bringing. Woo. And your price is far above rupees. Ain't got time to be a new.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Most High in Christ bless. Most High in Christ bless. Most High in Christ bless. I'm Officer Mike out of the Houston camp.
And I am Officer Athanael.
And it's another edition of Daily Bread. Daily Bread. All right, so of course, y'all know before we get started, gonna go ahead and send up the prayers. All right, so with no further ado, brothers, make sure your head's uncovered. Sisters, make sure your head's covered.
Israel, blow trumpets. Trumpet down. This prayer is taken from the book of Psalms, chapter 60, verse 1. O God, thou hast cast us off. Thou hast scattered us. Thou hast been displeased. O turn thyself to us again. Thou hast made the earth to tremble. Thou hast broken it. Heal the breaches thereof, for it shaketh. Thou hast showed thy people hard things. Thou hast made us to drink the wine of astonishment. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth. Selah. Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through God we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. In the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, amen.
All right, all right, all right. All praises, all praises, all praises. Definitely feel good to be back in the school. Agniel by my side. We got Zaharia and Soldier Zaharia and Soldier Jeremiah back there on IT. And we definitely appreciate those brothers. We're back in the school, man. Past couple of daily breads I did at home, but man, it feels good doing it here before you Israel at the school.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so today we're going to go into subduing your addictions. Subduing your addictions. You know, that's more than one way you can have an addiction. When I say more than one way, there's different things that you can find yourself indulging into that you could be addicted to, right? And we're going to touch on a couple of those things today, namely drinking, violence,
Yeah.
gambling. You can have addiction. You could be addicted to gambling, addicted to your cell phone.
Yes, sir.
Right,
I think that's a
right.
big one.
Right. The internet, because you can find gaming on the internet. You can find pornography on the internet. You can find any of your lust today. You can find on the internet. Because that's what really goes into. An
Right.
addiction is a lust. And then that comes with the lust of the eyes. The eyes see it, and you constantly go back to that vision to go see it. You constantly want to go back and see that thing. You constantly want to go look at it and view it over and over and over again. Like you're gonna get a different result. The same thing as that. It's just that addiction, that attraction to it. Just like drinking. You get up early in the morning to go drinking. That's an addiction. Marijuana.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People still love to smoke marijuana. And that's an addiction our people are addicted to. So those are just a couple things that we're going to go into today. That's what this class will be about. So we hope our people have overcome those things. And if you haven't, we're praying that the Most High deliver you from it. All right? All right. So let's get started with, hey, we got the definition. Did we send them the definition?
You want to do the definition or right into the article?
Let's look at the definition real quick, and then we'll get that article.
Okay,
I think
okay.
that'll be real good.
Mhm.
So they'll know when they look at the article, they already
What an
know
addiction is, right.
exactly. Can you pull it up? All right, all praises. Addiction definition. There we go. All right. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. This is the definition of addiction. The fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity.
Hold it right there. Hold it right there. See, that's why we were saying different things like
Right.
gaming, because the thing could be the substance. I start with the substance. The substance could be
Alcohol.
alcohol.
Caffeine.
Right, caffeine.
Yeah.
Correct. The thing could be
Uh,
your car or your phone.
right,
The
right,
activity could be the gaming.
right. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why we want to look at that.
Yep.
Read it again for me, out.
Addiction. The fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity.
Okay, let's read the similar.
Similar, we have dependency.
Dependency.
Yeah.
A lot of people use that when it comes to the substance, the dependency on this prescription drug.
right,
Now
right.
I'm dependent on it.
Right,
A lot of
right.
athletes do that.
Yep.
Right.
Not only that, but on relationships. You know, you have toxic relationships like
Yeah.
that people get that toxic relationship between each other and they become dependent
Dependent
on each
on,
other.
right? And
Yeah.
then you her codependent because you
Right,
with her
right,
with all her
right,
habits and right.
Dependence.
You
Craving.
dependence on something and you craving something. That goes into your lust. Go ahead. Habit, continually doing it. That's a habit for you to do. Why do you keep doing that type of habit? That habit is not good for you. So that's an addiction. Come on.
Weakness.
You weak to it. You weak. We talked about some
Don't-
we talked about some weaknesses when it comes to
The simp.
women.
The simp. Right.
Right, yeah, the simp
Yeah.
is weakness. Weakness to the drugs, the weakness to
right.
your mindset, you know, because you got to have a strong mind to resist. Go ahead.
Compulsion.
Uh-huh.
Fixation.
Uh-huh. You gotta have that. I heard that before. He trying to get that fix.
Yeah.
That fixation.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Enslavement.
You bound to it.
Right.
You just
right,
gotta
right.
keep
You
going.
gotta have
Why
it.
have he been in that state for so many years? He's enslaved to it.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Monkey.
I have no idea what that is.
It's kind of like the monkey on your back. You got a monkey on your back. Yeah.
Okay. That monkey, can't get that
We're
monkey
going
off
into
your
a little
back.
slang here. Monkey.
And Jones.
And Jones. He's jonesing for that fix.
Okay, yeah, you taught me something today.
Oh, man, that's old school. That's
Yeah,
old school terminology.
I missed those in my days. Hey, what else we got? Is there some more with the arrow? Yeah, right there. Okay. All right, you can pull that down. Now, addictions. All right, so from there, now let's go into that article. There we go. All right.
Gonna scroll all.
No, let's read the title.
Start from the top.
Yeah, we'll scroll down. Let's
Okay.
get the title first.
Okay. What is addiction?
Do we need that disclaimer thing? Okay, all right.
Okay. What is addiction? Addiction is a complex chronic brain condition influenced by genes and the environment that is categorized by substance use or compulsive actions that continue despite harmful consequences.
Right. So it's showing you right off the top. It is influenced by it characterized by substance compulsive actions that continue. So that's that some of the words we was reading.
Right,
in
right,
addiction.
right.
It's a habit. You enslaved to it. All right, come on.
For a long time, addiction meant an uncontrollable habit of using alcohol or other drugs. More recently, the concept of addiction has expanded to include behaviors such as gambling, as well as substances, and even ordinary and necessary activities such as exercise and eating.
Wow, I didn't know exercise could be an addiction.
Yeah, you got something. You look at some of these men in the gym, especially bodybuilders.
Bodybuilders.
Oh man, they're addicted to that pump.
Right.
You know?
Roll it back down. I want to read those again. Right there. Such as gambling. Gambling, I definitely knew that could be an addiction. All right, as well as substance. Any type of substance you use can be an addiction. Ordinary and necessary activities can be an addiction.
Necessary activities such as exercise and eating. Like we all have to exercise, and
Right.
we all have to eat.
But you can overdo it.
Overdo it,
Right. Excess of it. All right. You can roll it up.
Types. While addiction,
No, I didn't want that part. Roll up. Right. Yep, that's what I want. No, roll up some more. Right there. That's what I want. Let's read that.
substance use disorders. There are different substance use disorders found in the DSM-5. I guess that's some kind of medical journal. Alcohol-related disorders, caffeine-related disorders, cannabis-related disorders, hallucinogen-related disorders, opioid-related disorders.
Ain't that a pill, right?
Opioid?
Yeah, let's look up that word real
That's
quick.
like, they just had a big settlement about that opioid. They were overprescribing. I think those it's a very addictive painkiller.
That's what I thought. I thought it was
Right.
some type of pill.
Yeah. Opioids are a class of drugs that include the illegal drug heroin. Synthetic opioids such as fentanyl and pain relievers available legally by prescription.
Wow, you see that? So you could be the prescription drugs. That goes right back into that substance. All right, we go back to the article. Opioids.
Opioid-related disorders, sedative, hypnotic, or anxiolytic-related disorders.
Let's look up those words real quick. Yeah, that's fine. I really wanted the sedative too, or whatever that is.
Sedative, that like make you sleep.
Yeah, let's see it. Because these are such things that you could be addicted to. All right.
Sedative, promoting calm or inducing sleep.
What was that? I think that was like Michael Jackson wanted to be
Oh yeah,
pulled
yeah.
into that. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
He was addicted to like those
Right.
called?
Propofol.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is those hard drugs they put you on before they operate on you.
See, look at the similar. Look at the similar. Right below it. The similar. Yeah, right there.
Similar, tranquilizing,
Mm.
calming, depressant, soothing,
Uh-huh.
calmative, relaxing.
You missed one. Where we at? No, I meant the next similar, the nouns. I'm sorry.
Let me read the definition now. It says a drug taken for its calming or sleep-inducing effect. Similar words: tranquilizer, calmative, depressant, sleeping
There
pill.
go right there. That's the key right there. Sleeping pills. You can be addicted to sleeping pills. Come on.
Soporific, narcotic, opiate, neuroleptic, trank, sleeper, downer. I think it goes into some slang words there. Trank, I never heard that. Trank, sleeper, downer. Of course, we heard downer
downers.
before.
Right. Okay. And if we had time, we would have got into the we had a couple things that
ACO.
went into like the what is it called? They call it syrup today.
Oh yeah. Right. We did have an article on
Yeah,
that, but we
I forget what
think
it's
we're gonna have
called.
time.
The
What do they call it? Hip? Is it called?
but it's the
Huh?
what,
Lean. Yeah, they
yeah,
call it
yeah,
lean.
yeah. But
Yeah.
what's the legal word for it?
Some kind of coughing syrup.
Promethazine. That's it. That's it. Thank you, soldier. Yeah. So those are different things that goes into this line of words that we reading right here. Go ahead and click that one.
No, we just did hypnotic, didn't we?
No, we didn't do hypnotic. We did the sedative, I believe. Yeah.
Hypnotic. A medicine, a sleep-inducing drug.
So that goes to show you that's why they lined them all up right next to each other, because they all have the same type of effect.
Same quality of
Same type
effect,
of effect. Right. Okay, you can come out of that one. All right, yeah, let's get that one real quick.
Let's see if I can get the pronunciation on this one. Anxiolytic, used to reduce anxiety.
Anxiety. So that calms you.
Yeah. Does that go into like those drugs they give you for anxiety? Yeah.
Right.
Xanax. Right.
Xanax. And then that's why one of the definition was a downer.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that was good on those. Okay. What else we got?
We have stimulant-related disorders and tobacco-related disorders. That's a big one in the in our community.
Before we get to the tobacco, let's look up the other word. Yep, stimulant related disorder. So all of these things coincide with you being addicted to them. Some type of way you can get addicted to it. All right. Now look at this one. This is like the opposite.
Opposite, right.
Go ahead.
Stimulant, a substance that raises levels of physiological or nervous activity in the body. Similar words include tonic, restorative.
That's like restore. Like, give me some more energy. Restore me. Come on.
Refresher, antidepressant.
Refresher. You feel refreshed. Like that's what the Lord told us about the Sabbath day. So we could be refreshed. Enough energy to make it through those 6 days again. Come on.
Antidepressant.
Uh-huh.
Pep pill. Upper.
A pep is like just like upper, a
Right.
pick me up, a pep pill. Come on.
That was the next word. Pick me up.
Mm-hmm.
Bracer. Excitant. Analeptic. The opposite.
Yeah.
The opposite?
Yeah.
Okay, the opposite would be a sedative
We already read that word.
and a downer,
And
right?
a down. We read
Right.
those. So those are the opposite. So this simulant is the opposite of the sedative.
So you got people that are addicted to uppers.
Right.
And you got
And-
people that are addicted to downers.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. All right. So those are some of the addiction behaviors. Now go down to the symptoms. No, substance use disorder. Did we just read that? No. Substance use right there. Let me see. Addictive. Go to substance use disorder. There we go. Is that it? We read that one already? Yes, diagnosis. Roll up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Roll all the way back. Let me see. Diagnosis. Go ahead. Dad. Let me see. Symptoms. It should have said substance use disorder. Roll it back. Substance use disorder. That's, we sure did. All right. I didn't see the caffeine. Yeah, we did read the caffeine. Yeah, let's get that.
Behavioral addictions. The DSM-5 also recognizes two types of behavioral addiction.
And this is what we want to read right here. This is what we want out of this behavior addiction. Come on.
We have gambling addiction and internet gaming disorder.
Right. So these are two behavior things that you can, get addicted to.
You know, and that internet gaming disorder, when I was kind of looking at some orders about this, some articles about this thing, Fortnite,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess is like a internet game they play with multiplayers across the internet.
Teams
That
and stuff.
thing is very addictive. They got articles about people shooting their parents for taking their Fortnite game or whatever. I mean, it's very addictive.
Right. Internet gaming is you even have a lot of grown folks playing it.
Right. True.
Right. So that shows you how addictive it is. All right. Even with gambling, I remember years ago, the most famous person that I knew that had a problem with it was Michael Jordan.
Right. Yeah.
So that's
Probably
what I
still
think
does.
about. Yeah, probably. You're right.
Yeah.
That's what I think about when it comes to the gaming. You have a lot of grown folks doing that stuff, and the gambling, you have a lot of famous people definitely addicted to it.
Yeah, you're right because there was a couple of articles I ran across where people were spending like 8 to 16 hours a day playing
Right.
internet games.
Right. I
Yeah.
even seen one. You can become a. I want to use the word like an engineer. They'll hire you to play games and stuff. Yeah, so it could be addictive. You're grown person, and all you do is play that video game all day,
Right,
and they pay
right.
you to do that or something. I forgot what you call web designer or something.
Or
Something
worse,
like
you
that.
don't get paid and you still spend 8 to 16 hours a
Right,
day.
definitely. Okay, read up to the symptoms. Roll up to the symptoms.
Symptoms. The sign and symptoms vary from one addiction type to another.
So there are different addictions types. We already was going over those different addictions, right?
But some common symptoms of addiction include
All right. Even before we read that, remember we read things like uppers, downers, different things like that. Dependency. We read. So that's what we're going into now of the symptoms. Those were the things that you could be addicted to. This is how you said the cause, and then this is the effect.
this is how you know you're addicted.
Right. Okay.
An inability to stop.
An inability to stop. That's why you have interventions.
Right.
That's why you have people would drop you off at the rehabilitation.
Center, right.
Right. That's why you have these. That's why you have the jail. You get incarcerated because you don't have the ability to stop.
Right. I mean, when you're gambling and you know you're gambling with your rent or
Right.
the car note,
Right.
but you can't stop. You can't help yourself.
Right. You know that you shouldn't be doing it, but you don't have you don't have the ability to stop. Just like what is it called when a person like to steal?
Kleptomaniac.
Kleptomaniac. Yeah, you don't have the ability
can't
to stop.
You can't
Right. So
stop.
these are different
That's crazy.
symptoms.
Yeah, you're right.
You see what I'm saying? All right, go ahead.
Changes in mood, appetite, and sleep.
Drugs do that to you.
Yeah.
It change your mood, your appetite, and you can't sleep. People be on vengeance for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days with that appetite.
People on TikTok can't get off or whatever. I mean, you're up all night watching TikTok videos
Right.
or whatever you do.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
Continuing despite negative consequences.
And that's a cause. No, that's the effect. Although they're using the word symptom.
Yeah.
That's the symptom of the habits that you're doing.
Right.
Continuing despite the negative consequence. You know you're gonna go to jail. You know you're gonna lose your job. You
Right.
know your wife gonna leave. You know your husband gonna
Right, leave
You
it,
know,
right.
despite
You
the
don't.
consequence. You know your kids are gonna disown you.
Right.
Despite the consequence, you know your parents gonna put you out. You know they're not gonna get you out of jail.
Yeah.
Despite the consequences, you continue to do that negative thing. Go ahead.
This is a big one right here. Denial.
Denial. Yeah, that is a big one. Denial. Denial goes into, really, they go hand in hand. Continue despite the negative consequences.
Yeah.
Somebody can tell you all day long, you be like, yeah, but I'm trying to stop it. You in denial.
That's right.
You in okay.
Yeah, but.
Because if you're going to stop, the first thing you will do is, matter of fact, go to read that one real quick in Sirach 17 and 24, I think it is. Here's something about the denial. So just because you're doing it, don't mean you have to continue doing it. That's going to be some action. Like for instance, um, um, I used to smoke cigarettes, and
Me too.
and when it came to the denial part, that's what I'm thinking about, the ability not to stop. One day I had bought a whole carton, and then I think I smoked 3, and I gave the other 7 away, right? And my auntie was like, "You don't have to. You can like slow down." And I was in my mind like, I'm not gonna be in denial that I
Right.
need to quit.
Right.
And I knew they sold single cigarettes. I went and bought a single cigarette smoke. I was like, this is my last one. I wasn't in denial to withdraw from it. Because it talks about the ability not to stop, continue despite the negative consequences. A lot of negative consequences came behind those habits, right? But let's see what the Bible says.
You know, that's crazy, that story you was telling, because I dibble and dabble with cigarettes and cigars later on in life
Right.
for a long time, but it wasn't until I came into the truth that I actually, when I came into the truth, I put down all of that stuff and
Right.
never really looked back.
Right.
That was the only thing that really
Was a
stopped me from
hindrance.
doing that. Yeah.
Right. So you wasn't in denial. You had the ability. And here's something right here. Like I said, we're about to read that have the ability to help us stop those things. Come on.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 24. But unto them that repent, he granted them return, and comforted those that failed in patience.
You see that? So that's where we began at, right there. Our walk, first coming into this truth. It starts with repentance. It starts from not being in denial.
Right.
It starts with not ready. You ready to quit suffering from those consequences. You know, those are just habits one of the habits that we talked about we had. We probably had many habits.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
So that's just one example we was given. Come on, read on.
Verse 25. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face and offend less.
There you go. Offend less. We know that once we stop that, guess what? Now we have to start working on something else. Then once we stop that, we have to start working on something else. Well, that's how we have to be in this truth when it comes to subduing our addictions.
Right.
That's the first step right there is repent and returning to him. And then quit doing that offense. Right? All right. Because you have some, it's going to take more, to work on. We understand that. But those that you can, start working on those things. When it comes to wearing your fringes, not shaving your face, not dressing immodest. Things like you can work on those things, not eating unclean food, not worshiping the right Christ, not going into the Christian church. You can start denying yourself those things immediately. Right? Read on.
Verse 26. Turn again to the Most High and turn away from iniquity.
You see that? It's turn away from the iniquity, that sin. Let's get that real quick. We're going to come back and read 26. That's Psalms 5 and 5. You could turn away from that sin, that iniquity. You could quit breaking his laws. You can quit that addiction that you have. Because your soul is not worth it. It's not worth turning over unto that, allowing that to lead you and rule you. It's not worth it. Come on.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 5 and verse 5. The foolish shall not stand in thy sight. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity.
You see that? So you don't want to be there. That's why he told us to return to him. Back to Sirach 26, 17:26. So he hated the workers of iniquity. Come on.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 26. Turn again to the Most High, and turn away from iniquity, for he will lead thee out of darkness.
He will lead thee out of darkness. Hold it right there. Let's go see what this darkness is. Go to, I believe it's Proverbs 14:12. Shoot from the hip. It leads you out of darkness. You don't want to be in darkness. Proverbs, you got it? Let me see. You can read that. Yep.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
You see that? That's why he say turn away from darkness, because that way will lead you into death. Right? Come on. Go back. Hold up. Let me see. Give me 1 second. There you go. Read 4:19. It just came to me. Yeah, that's what I want. Remember, he said he will lead you from the ways of darkness, right? Watch this.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 19. The way of the wicked is as darkness.
There you go right there. Come on.
They know not at what they stumble.
Right. That's why the Lord want to lead you out of that darkness. The ways, the things that we're doing is what? The iniquity we read in Psalms 5 and 5. He hated the workers of iniquity. So we don't want to be the one that's committing iniquity. We don't want to be the one that's in darkness. All right, go back to Sirach 14:26, 17:26.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 26. Turn again to the Most High, and turn away from iniquity, for he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health.
Uh-huh.
And hate thou abomination vehemently.
Vehemently. Hate that vehemently. Right? So we have to hate that what he hate. Right? We don't want to be the one that's overindulging in the cares of this world.
Right,
we don't want to be
right.
overindulging into our own lust, things that we desire. I even seen one. We're gonna pull up another one too. I think it was one of the last articles I sent him about another addiction. Shopping.
Whoa.
Shopping is an
Whoa.
addiction.
Oh, Rib, you listening?
Shopping is an addiction. Eating is an addiction.
Yes.
Drugs, alcohol is addiction. Gambling is an addiction. Right? We have all of that. We're going to cover all of that today. All right. So these are things that we're putting forth, warning our people that you want to subdue these addictions. All right. Matter of fact, before we even go any further, let's get that real quick. Subdue. Is that 2nd Ezra 14? Subdue. 14 and I want to say 34. Yes. 2nd Ezra 14:34.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha, chapter 14 and verse 34. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive.
Mm-hmm.
And after death, ye shall obtain mercy.
Right. We're going to read this again later on, but I just want to read that because that's something I keep saying. You have to subdue. Subdue.
Right.
We want to subdue your addiction. And right here is like, subdue your own understanding. Your way will make you think because you're so addicted to you, so it feel good to you. You want to continue in it. That you lean into your own understanding with it.
Esau Sign calls that dopamine rush.
Right.
That triggers some of these things trigger certain pleasure centers in your brain, and
Right.
you just keep looking for that same old feeling
Right.
over and over again. But the Bible says you got to subdue that.
Exactly. Because if you're addicted to something, the first thing you want to do is to not be. That's why it talks about one of the things we read earlier is the environment.
Right.
You want to get yourself out of that environment. If you got too much in your house, too much caffeine, too much whatever, don't buy it next week.
Right.
You'll have less of it. So this week I only gonna have 1 cup rather than 4 cups in one day.
Right.
You'll have to subdue that type of thinking, right? All right. So from now, let's go to the next video. The next one I had lined up. Oh yeah.
Hang on before you drop that.
Yeah, I forgot because I jumped out of that and went to the scriptures. All right, come on. Let's start back at the top. Read that. Scroll it back down a little bit. The symptoms. That's where we at. The symptoms.
The signs and symptoms vary from one addiction type to another, but some common symptoms of addiction include an inability to stop, changes in mood, appetite, and sleep, continuing despite negative consequences, denial.
That's what caught us up right there. That denial. Our people be in denial. You cannot be in denial. If somebody asks you, I asked somebody one time, because I already picked it up off of them, but they was in denial. I asked somebody, I actually asked a couple of people because I feel it off of them. I say, you battle vainglory? No, no.
Yeah,
they,
that's a hard one to answer. That like, wait a minute, I gotta think. Nobody asked me that before. Let me think about
they,
it.
they was in denial.
Right, right.
They was in denial. All right, go ahead.
Engaging in risky behavior.
Ooh, that's a heavy right there.
Yeah.
That's a symptom. You're engaging in risky behavior. That goes right back to roll it down just a hair. The ability to stop.
Mm-hmm.
The inability to stop. And inability to stop, you're engaging in risky behavior.
That
Because of that.
That goes into that whoremonger spirit too.
Right, right.
You know the Most High is plaguing people with all kind of diseases
Right.
that engage in risky sexual behavior.
Right. That goes.
Do it anyway.
Exactly. That's when you get the repercussions of it.
Right.
Oh man, Captain Dunn showed us a video last night. Oh man,
I don't think I even want to know.
I'ma just say it like this. You know the one in Proverbs when it talks about that man is a rage, like he will put vengeance on you.
Right.
That's what he showed us. It was two people and engaged in something, and that man came in there just stabbing both of them like crazy.
Ooh.
The vengeance came. I say, wow, that's great. He was like, no, don't pay attention to that part when they was coming together. Don't. But look at this part right here. What happens after?
Yeah.
I say, dang, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. So he was engaging in a
Risky
risky
behavior, but Most High put him to death for
Woo, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. Okay, go ahead.
feeling preoccupied with the substance or behavior.
Feeling preoccupied. You know what immediately I think about? That marijuana.
Oh man,
That's marijuana.
That's a hard one for a lot of our
Feeling
people.
preoccupied with the substance or behavior.
Yeah.
You used to, like myself, after I ate, I knew that was the pleasure I wanted next.
Yeah.
After I got through playing basketball and hanging with the fellas, you know this was years ago.
Yeah.
Because I don't play basketball no more. After those type of activities, then my habit was, or my behavior was, to go indulge in marijuana. Right? Go ahead.
Never battled that one. Yeah. Legal and financial problems.
Read that again.
Legal and financial problems.
Legal and financial problem is a
Symptom. You know what that goes into? Getting stopped by the police for having a
No driving license.
or having a little weed. So now you got to go to court. You know what I'm saying? So now you got legal problems. Now you got to pay a fine. So now you got financial problems. But guess what? You still riding with bags of weed in the car.
Right.
You do it anyway.
Right.
Right.
Or a legal firearm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Legal and financial problems. That's a symptom. Because, like I say, it goes right back to the engaging in risky behavior, because you already know when you hit the road how you already are even before you start. And then it goes right back to the inability to stop.
Right.
Get your ass out there, car, and get a ride with somebody. What the hell wrong with you? Come on.
Losing interest in other things you used to enjoy.
Right. People can notice that in you.
Yeah.
People can definitely notice that in you. So then that's a symptom that you do. Let's read that one real quick. Losing interest in other things you used to enjoy. Get that one in Deuteronomy real quick. Deuteronomy 28. This is one thing our whole nation had did. We lost interest in serving the Most High. We lost interest in keeping His commandments. These are things we have to get back to as a nation. Let's get back addicted to this. No, you just start with 46, 47. That you used to enjoy.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
Right, right, right. So that's what it was saying right there. Losing interest in other things you used to enjoy. We lost interest in that because
Serving
we
the Most
didn't.
High.
Right, right. So that's one example of losing interest in something. What about when it comes to um spending time with your family? In the
Yes.
truth I'm referring to.
Right, right.
You lose interest in it. That becomes a symptom, and then next thing you know, I think leadership always give this example. You used to be on the front row,
Yeah.
and
Now
then the
you're in the
back
middle
row,
row.
yeah, then by the door, and then you're out the
Yeah,
door.
yeah.
Because you lost interest, that joy in things you used to enjoy. You used to be in the kids room or in the kitchen or on the IT or teaching on the street, whatever you was doing, and because you lose interest, you're not doing those things no more. That's pretty heavy right there. All right. You know what else that made me think about? Depression.
Yes, sir.
Depression. When you get depressed, you lose interest in things.
Right, right.
Right? All right, come on.
Putting the substance or behavior ahead of other parts of life, including family, work, and other responsibilities.
Well, like I say, those two tie in together
go
to
together,
me.
right.
Yeah. Read that again.
Putting the substance or behavior ahead of other parts of life, including family, work, and other responsibilities.
Let's read that one in Sirach real quick. 18 and 30. You put that substance or that behavior ahead of other parts of life. Because other parts of life are just as important or more important than that substance that you're into. All right, come on.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 30. Go not after thy lusts, but refrain thyself from thine appetite.
Uh-huh.
If thou givest thy soul the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies that malign thee.
Come on.
Take not pleasure in much good cheer, neither be tied to the expense thereof.
Right. Because you're putting it ahead of different things, the family, the work, and the responsibilities. Come on.
Yeah, it goes. Verse 33.
Mm-hmm.
Be not made a beggar by banqueting upon borrowing. When thou hast nothing in thy purse, for thou shalt lie in wait for thine own life and be talked on.
Right.
You know what that goes into people that live off their credit cards.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Be not made a beggar by banqueting upon borrowing.
Right. I like that example. Get that one in 1 John 2 and 15. I like this one a lot too because it goes right into how it's all about you. Just like this right here, putting substance or behavior ahead of other parts of life, including family, work, and responsibility, because it becomes all about you. Right? Come on.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Right. That goes right into all the things that you desire. We
Right.
just read it in Sirach 18 and 30. Your appetite. Don't go after it. Don't fill yourself with it. All the cares of the world, you're putting those things first. Go ahead.
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world.
You see that? But it's of the world because you put all those things before your responsibilities, before your family. All right? That's like an addiction. You see
Yes,
that?
sir.
That's just like an addiction. Your lust, things that you want. All right? And we read that earlier in Sirach 17 about how you got to put those things away. Right? All right. So let's read on up there.
Secrecy. That's a big one there.
Secrecy.
Yeah.
Give me that one in Ecclesiastes 12 and 14. Secrecy. So a symptom is a secrecy. And remember, that goes right back to where's that one at? It's not on this one. This is on the other one. No, yep. The engaging in risky behavior. Yeah, there you go. And the ability to stop. Yeah. Yes. That's what I want. 12 and 14.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 14.
Remember what we just read. Secrecy. Go ahead.
For God shall bring every work into judgment
Mm-hmm.
with every secret thing.
That secrecy that you think you're
Right.
doing, right? Because you're the one that leaving your family, going to go get that drug, going to go get that weed, going to mess with that little thought or whatever on the side. That secrecy.
Right.
You
If
see that?
If you can't talk about it, you know you're indulging in something. That's not
Exactly.
right.
And you have the inability to stop, and it's a risky behavior that you got to pay those consequences. Go ahead.
Whether it be good or whether it be evil.
That was it. All right. So let's finish reading up there. Out.
Using increasingly larger amounts of a substance.
Wow, that's overindulgent.
Your tolerance is getting higher and higher. You need more and more to get you that same feeling.
Right. And you see it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
You see it's not working. Give me that one in Lamentations. I believe it's 3 and 39. 39 and 40. Lamentations. So now you're using increasingly large amounts of substance. Watch this. 3 and 39.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 39. Wherefore doth a living man complain? A man for the punishment of his sins.
Come on, for the things that you're doing, your actions, because you don't have the ability to stop, because you're doing things in secret, because you're putting this substance or behavior before your family, work, and responsibilities. Why are you complaining when you get punished for it? Come on.
Let us search and try our ways.
Let us search and try our. That was your way, because you're going after the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh. You're feeding your appetite. Come on.
And turn again to the Lord.
That's the point right there. That's the point right there. Let's turn again to the Lord. That's where our pleasure gonna come in, and that's where our desire should be toward.
Right.
Is turning again to the Lord and keeping His commandment. Go right back to Deuteronomy 28:47. Serving Him with joy and glad. That should be your joy. That should fill you. That's why. Let's read that of what David said. Psalms 40 and 8. Let's see what David said. Goes right with what we're talking about.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 40 and verse 8. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart.
Right. He said, I delight to do it. That's a joy to do it. That's pleasure in doing it. Look at the difference in between the pleasures. The pleasure in doing God's will or the pleasure of filling your appetite.
Right.
You see that? So that's a big difference. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about subduing those addictions and then turn over into this, to keeping God's commandments. It should be a real simple thing to keep God's commandments. But the scriptures say, I forgot, I'm trying to try to quote it. It's a terrible thing to fall into the hand of the wrath of an angry God. I forgot how it go. But yeah, if you can find that, that'd be great. It's a terrible thing to fall into the hand of an angry God. I know I'm butchering it. But that's why you would rather serve Him in joy and gladness. That's why you would rather, turn to Him again and come out of her, like He said, my people, right? And keep His commandments and be subject unto Him. Do exactly what He wants us to do. A lot of people always ask us, well, what do I need to do? Or what commandments I need to keep? Or we can't keep all of them laws. They always try to pull these type of different things. But if it wasn't so, it wouldn't be written. Mm-hmm. It's just that simple.
That's another drug too, though. That's that Christianity drug.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good point. Very good point. All right, go ahead and read that.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
Read that again.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
Right. You do not want to fall into the hands of a living God because you didn't know how to subdue your addiction. You didn't know how to subdue your addiction. All right. So from there, let's finish this. Did we finish up here?
I think we're.
We did the secrecy. That's what we stopped off.
No, we did larger amounts.
Yes, we did. Yes.
Okay. Taking more of the substance than you intended. That's an overdose.
Mm-hmm.
Withdrawal symptoms.
Hold on. Read that one again.
Which one?
Taking more
Okay.
of the substance than you intended. Yep. That's what do you call it? That's overdose.
That's an overdose.
And then
right.
you have some people that get that far and they had to call the police and they in the ambulance and all that. They come in, find a needle in your arm or whatever the case may be. You done had too much.
You gotta pump your stomach.
Right. And then some people be like to brag on the thing. I done died twice.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Not
And
in a
then-
good way.
Then they go back and do it again.
Go back and do it again. And that's why all of these things line up. They all intertwine with each other.
Right.
The inability to stop. You know, the losing interest in things. Come on, let's read all these things again, man. I ain't gonna stop you this time. Let's roll from the top.
Okay.
These are symptoms to the roll it up one more time. The other way. Keep going all the way to the bottom, please. Yo, taking more of substance than intended. Let's read from the top.
The signs and symptoms vary from one addiction type to another, but some common symptoms of addiction include an inability to stop, changes in mood, appetite, and sleep, continuing despite negative consequences, denial, engaging in risky behaviors, feeling preoccupied with the substance or behavior, legal and financial problems, losing interest in other things you used to enjoy, putting the substance or behavior ahead of other parts of life, including family, work, and other responsibilities, secrecy, using increasingly larger amounts of a substance, taking more of the substance than you intended, withdrawal symptoms.
Okay, now let's talk about these withdrawal symptoms. Withdrawal. Hey, this is you having too much. Watch this. Go to Sirach 37. 37:27. Too much. Too much withdrawal symptoms. That withdrawal is showing the addiction. Hey, try to look up that definition. Withdrawal. Withdrawal. Let's see. Withdrawal.
The psychological definition.
I like that one. You said it say finances and sex. Withdraw from those two things, but you can go ahead and get the psychological one as well.
You just come on down with. Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, see what it says there.
All right. Let's see. All right, go ahead.
What is withdrawal definition in psychology? Withdrawal is the combination of physical and mental effects that a person experiences after they stop using or reduce their intake of a substance such as alcohol and prescription or recreational drugs.
Right. So that goes into the substance abuse side of it.
And also, let's say, reducing the substance such as alcohol, prescription, or okay.
Right. The substance. All right. And then you see withdrawal, what it says, the definition, the symptoms, the traits, the causes, and treatment. Right. All right. So what is withdrawal? Okay, I like that. I like that. Yeah. Let's read a little bit on this real quick. Roll it up. Okay. Yeah, let's read this first. These couple paragraphs. We'll be done with it.
What is withdrawal? Withdrawal is the combination of physical and mental effects that a person experiences after they stop using or reduce their intake of a substance such as alcohol and prescription or recreational drugs.
And immediately that made me think about that withdrawal. Make me think about the you lost joy in things that you used to, right? Such as family, relationship, responsibilities, right? Go ahead.
If you have been using a substance with a high potential for dependency and you stop suddenly or abruptly, or you cut down your use drastically, you can experience a variety of withdrawal symptoms. The intensity and duration of those withdrawal symptoms can vary widely depending on the type of drug and your biological makeup. Withdrawal can be unpleasant and potentially dangerous in some cases. For this reason, you should always talk to your doctor before stopping or reducing your use of a substance.
Now, I think about when it comes to teaching,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to encouraging people,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to these type of things, when it comes to the how you're trying to put a new way of thinking on people.
Right, right.
You know, some people have joy in delivering the word, right? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you could be addicted to that, or you can withdraw from that. So now you're not encouraging people as much. Now you're not teaching as much.
Right, right.
You see, because that's your offer. That's what you've been, accustomed to doing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you withdraw from that, then you can see the reaction from that. A person that withdraw from it. So that's what it makes me think about when it talks about the mental state of withdrawal, right? You used to have a craving to do it, a desire to do it, a passion to do it. And I'm talking about from a biblical standpoint.
Yeah, but
right?
what you're talking about is not, that's something we don't want to see. We
Right.
don't want to see people withdrawing
Right.
from.
We
from,
do see
from-
it.
Yeah, but it does happen.
We do see
Yeah.
it. So that's why I'm like, that's why we're bringing these things out, because we don't want it to make it seem like we just talking about get off the drugs, get out. No, we're not
Okay,
saying that.
okay.
Look at these different effects that withdrawal can have on you. You see what I'm saying? Look at the different effects that a substance abuse can have on you. And not only is it substance abuse, too much of something, right? That's why we went into all those different things. And then there go right there, the symptoms again. You see that? Same thing. Changes in appetite, changes in mood swing. You see a person used to be zealous. Now you see them, they don't have that much joy on them. You see these type of actions that happen. You see what I'm saying? All right. We could drop that. We can drop that. All right, let's read Sirach 37.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse
27.
You want to start at 27?
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 27. My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it.
Right. Or too much for it. Or what is not good for you, right? Come on.
And give not that unto it.
Mm-hmm.
For all things are not profitable for all men. Neither hath every soul pleasure in everything.
You shouldn't have pleasure in everything. Some things are good for some people, some are not. For instance, some people might need to be prescribed some things. Some people might just want to do it because they enjoy it. You see what I'm saying? So don't do those type of things. Some people might have a risky behavior of doing things that will get a tongue thrashing. Some people did things ignorantly. You see what I'm saying? So don't fall into that bad behavior. So that's the point, right? Come on.
Verse 29. Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing.
Right. So we talked about the appetite. We talked about losing the appetite. We talked about the addicted to certain things. That's why you have obesity, right? That's why you have people who all they want to talk about is food, That's all they want to indulge in. That's too much of it, right? Come on.
Nor too greedy upon meats.
Mm-hmm.
For excess of meats bringeth sickness, and surfeiting will turn into choler.
Right. So you can only encourage somebody so long, or correct somebody so long, right? But their addiction will keep them going, the inability to stop. Right now we're talking about the intake of things. Go ahead.
By surfeiting have many perished, but he that taketh heed prolongeth his life.
Right. And that's what we want to see. That should be the end result.
Right.
Preserving your life, longevity. Just like when you get off the drugs, when you get off the alcohol, when you get off the marijuana, when you get off the gaming, trying to preserve your life. And that's the corner side of it as well as the spiritual side. You want to prolong your life. Enough time for you to get right with the Most High rather than doing every secret thing that you're going to be judged by.
Right, right.
All right?
Like
So
you read in Ecclesiastes, ain't no secret thing.
exactly. You want to be walking up right before the Most High. Was that it? You going to read down to
31.
Yeah. All right. So from there, go to Sirach. No, go to Proverbs chapter 20. No, Sirach 19:2. Sirach 19:2.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
Right. These are two things that you can indulge in too much. It can make you fall away. Fall away from keeping God's command. Fall away from that person that you once were. It could change or alter your mind. Too much wine. A woman can alter your mind, your way of thinking, your judgment.
Yes, sir.
Right? By giving ear unto it, unto her. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, read on. That was it, verse 2.
No. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
Mm-hmm.
And he that cleaveth to harlots will become imprudent.
You see that? He will become impotent, right? Rather than the prudent man, rather than the wise man, he become impotent, right? So you don't want to fall into these habits. These, like I say, these are when it comes to keeping God's laws, these are the opposite of what you would want to do. You don't want to become that impotent man. You don't want to fall to wine and woman because it tells us in this in chapter 31 that you can drink wine, right? Moderately. All right. So give me that little video. Just pull up this little video. All right. In this little video, are you going to start at the 3-minute mark?
That's close enough. You're at 2:57.
Okay, you can go ahead and start right there. If you're addicted to your phone, we're going to get to the alcohol. All right, we're going to get to that.
This addicted to your phone, oh, that's a big one. I think we all struggle with that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. Can't hear it.
You can start it right there at 307 when you get the sound right.
Do list and then crossed it out.
Yeah, that's fine. No.
Because I wanted the dopamine. Feels good. Dopamine comes with a warning. Dopamine is highly, highly, highly addictive. Here are some other things that release dopamine. Alcohol, nicotine, gambling, your cell phone. We've all been told that, if you wake up in the morning and you crave a drink, you might be an alcoholic. Well, if you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is check your phone before you even get out of bed, you might be an addict. If you walk from room to room in your own apartment holding your telephone, you might be an addict. When you're driving in your car and you get a text and your phone goes beep. We hate email, true. We love the beep, the buzz, the ding, right? You'll be there in 10 minutes, and yet you have to look at it right now. You might be an addict. And even if you read it and it says, are you free for dinner next Thursday? And you have to reply immediately, you can't wait the 10 minutes, you might be an addict. And for all you Gen Ys out there who like to think that you're better at multitasking because you grew up with the technology, then why do you keep crashing your cars when you're texting? You're not better at multitasking, you're better at getting distracted. In fact, if you look at the statistics, ADD and ADHD have, diagnoses of ADD and ADHD have risen 66% in the past 10 years. Okay, ADD and ADHD is a frontal lobe disorder, right? Are you telling me out of nowhere 66% of our youth have a frontal lobe problem? Where did that come from? No, it's a misdiagnosis. right? What are the symptoms of a dopamine addiction to technology? Distractibility, inability to get things done, easily distracted, shortness of attention. It's all the same thing, so we misdiagnose things. It's the addictive quality of dopamine. We can also get addicted to performance.
You know what that made me think about? Where we was bringing out in the article about people that lose interest in family. A lot of times with these kids, once they get that cell phone, they don't want to talk to nobody. It's all about what's going on the phone. They don't pay attention to nothing that's happening around them in the world if it don't come to them on a text message or a TikTok video.
Right. Yep, that's true. That's true. So that shows you that addiction is more than one thing in one way, right?
Yeah.
So he named a couple of things in the beginning of the video: gambling,
Yep.
drinking, your cell phone. So we're gonna, like I say, get into the drinking part, right? Which right before we just read that, we went into the Sirach 19:2. Read that again.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 2.
Right.
Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
Mm-hmm.
And he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent.
You see that? Wine and women make you to fall away, because you could be addicted to those things. Let's get an example of addicted to this wine. Go to First Ezra chapter 3. Watch what the wine do to you. Chapter 3 and verse 18.
This is the book of First Ezra, chapter 3 and verse 18. And he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine. It causeth all men to err that drink it.
You see that? It causeth all men to err that drink it. Because you can drink wine. We drink wine, we break bread and drink wine, right?
Mm-hmm.
We drink wine when we have a nice dinner.
Yes, sir.
Right? We drink wine, right? But he's talking about the excess of it, too much of it, right? Come on. Now he's going to give you some examples on it. Watch this.
Verse 19. It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one.
The king is just like the fatherless child. He's just like the regular person because he have responsibilities. But because he's had too much of it, he done forgot that he is an example. This king's supposed to be an example to the people, right? Come on.
Of the bondman and of the free man,
Mm-hmm.
of the poor man and of the rich.
Mm-hmm.
It turneth also every thought into jollity and mirth.
You see that? Everything is, your mind has been altered by it because of too much of it, right? Everything is joyous now.
Everything is a joke.
Right. You can't even control yourself. Come on.
So that a man remembereth neither sorrow nor debt.
Right. Watch this.
Verse 21. And it maketh every heart rich, so that a man remembereth neither king nor governor.
Mm-hmm.
And it maketh to speak all things by talents.
You bragging on things. Come on.
And when they are in their cups, they forget their love both to friends and brethren. And a little after draw out swords.
You see that? Now it's time to fight.
Now it's time to fight.
Right.
Because
you had too much of it, altering your way of thinking. You're not thinking how it talks about being sober, right? You're not sober minded. You done had too much. Now you're very contentious, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 23. But when they are from the wine, they remember not what they have done.
They don't even remember. Why? Because too much of it altered your mind. And now when you're sober, you're like, I don't remember doing that. I said that to you.
Right.
I told my wife what? Thing like that. You just said all abbrevious words that you can't take back. Why? Because you was under the influence. You had too much. That's why he said in verse 18, in verse 19, that it maketh a man mind. Verse 18, all men error that drink it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's too much of it. You error. All right? Come on, from that addiction. You know that it's gonna make you get in that state. So don't do it. I know a person today, he stay away from it because he know how he used to get with the wine.
Right. Yes, sir.
Right? Come on. Yes, sir.
Verse 24. O ye men, is not wine the strongest
Mm-hmm.
that enforceth to do thus? And when he had so spoken, he held his
You
peace.
see that? So he said, don't wine make you do this? Don't it make you forget who you are? Don't it make the governor just like the fatherless, the king just like the all of these? He gave so many different examples on how wine would make you act. Sirach 31:27. This is an addiction that you don't want. All right, and if you have this issue, you need to examine yourself. All right, you need to subdue that addiction. All right, then we did look up the word subdue, right? Earlier.
I don't think so.
All right, we'll look that word up again. All right, go ahead. I think we did because I read that. That's when we went to 2nd Ezra 14. Well, we'll read it again. Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 27.
Mm-hmm.
Wine is as good as life to a man.
You see that? It's telling you that it's good. Wine is good to a man. Read that again.
Wine is as good as life to a man,
Uh-huh.
if it be drunk moderately.
You see that? That's what they didn't do in 2nd Ezra. They didn't drink it moderately. And then that's the addiction that you're doing if you don't drink it moderately. Remember, we read some of those things. What is it? The symptom was overdose. It didn't say it like that, but
Right.
you know, they're indulging in too much substance,
Mhm,
things like that,
Yeah.
because you didn't have it moderately. You didn't take it as prescribed, right? Go ahead.
Wine is as good as life to a man, if it be drunk moderately. What life is then to a man that is without wine?
You see that? So it's letting you know that it's good to have wine. It's good to enjoy yourself. It's good to, like the examples I was giving, have a nice dinner with your wife with a cup of wine. That's fine. That's lovely. That's you all enjoying yourself. How they call it? Then you have the nightcap. Go ahead.
For it was made to make men glad.
Right. Come on.
Verse 28.
Here we go.
Wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart
Uh-huh.
and cheerfulness of the mind.
So all that's the good part of it, right? Come on.
But wine drunken with excess,
And we just read that word in 1st Ezra 18 in 3 and 18. Excess. Go ahead.
but wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of the mind, with brawling and quarreling.
We just read that. And then they draw out the sword. Come on.
Drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool
Mhm.
till he offend. It diminisheth strength and maketh wounds.
You see that? And he forget the next day what he has done. And that's a repeated action. You don't want to continue down that road doing things like that. All right. And those are things that our people are definitely engaging in. You see it
Right.
all the time on World Star, hip hop, and you know, all of these different outlets that you see our people looking like drunken fools. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They're the ones you see like that. All right. More than all the other nations. Yeah, you might see the other nations do it every now and again. But our nation, we are addicted to that because it makes us feel good, make us feel like we got power, all kinds of things. Right? That addiction, definitely you must subdue it and keep God's commandments. Right? That's our premise of today. All right, from there, go to 1st Ezra 4 and 26. Remember, we read Sirach 19 and 2, wine and women, right? Watch this.
This is the book of 1st Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and became servants for their sake.
You see that? You can do that because you're addicted to what she got.
Right, right.
You see that? You become a servant. Too much of it. Don't know how to the inability to stop
Mm-hmm.
being her servant. Come on,
Mhm.
man. We just went over things with the bishop that the woman was made for the Deacon Athan just went over that. The woman was made for the man. She's a helpmeet. Why are you gonna be her servant?
Right,
That
right,
makes
right.
no sense. You're addicted to that, and you must subdue it.
It goes to show how far this world is out of order, because the Christian mantra is happy wife, happy life.
That's what they say.
All the men are running around out there trying to please their wife and not the other way around.
You just made me think of something. You just made me think of something. I know I ain't gonna get it right, so I ain't gonna be trying to quote stuff. But I'm gonna just kind of say it. You have all of these worldly songs catering to the woman.
Yeah.
Baby, I love you. Like I said, I'm butchering
yeah,
it, but
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
throwing some
yeah,
stuff out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Baby, I love you.
Oh,
Won't you
God.
come on back to me? Or I'll do anything for you. You know, all these type of different things. You become a servant. That's addiction, man.
Right.
Come on. You gotta put off that weak nature. Come on. Yeah,
Yes,
a simp. A simp. All right. Read that again.
This is the book of 1 Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes.
Mm-hmm.
Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women.
And that's that overdose. that's that
Yes,
overdose.
sir.
That overdose, you done died. You ain't coming back. What? Once most I take you out, you ain't coming back once you perish from that one. You see that? So that's why I say the addiction is not just from drugs, man.
Right.
Substance abuse. It gave you different examples. It could be sex. That little video just said that. Gambling, gaming. You see that? Alcohol, marijuana. All of these different things you can indulge in too much of it, and then that alters your mind. It's not just a substance that alter your mind.
Right.
Your lust can alter your mind.
Yeah.
You see that? All right, so from there, let's stay on this wine for a second. Go to that Isaiah 5 and 11. Isaiah 5 and 11. And we're going to get some solutions too. What is the solution to all of these habits we got?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 5 and verse 11. Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink.
Remember, we're paralleling this to the video we just seen. He said, when you wake up in the morning, and the first thing you do is grab your phone, you might be addicted. Well, look what the Bible said about an addiction. Woe to him that do what?
Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, that continue until night, till wine inflame them.
You see that? To wine and flame him, and then he don't remember what the hell he have done. That's how the wine inflame you. We read it in 1 Ezra 18 on down. That wine inflame you. You pull out swords. You become acting unseemly. They know that ain't your character when it ain't drunken moderately. We read that in Sirach. All of these different things our people constantly do. So these are things our people need to hear before they fall victim to these things.
3:12.
Come on. Mm-hmm.
Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink, and continue until night, till wine inflame them, and the harp, and the viol, and the tabret, and pipe, and wine are in their feasts, but they regard not the work of the Lord, neither consider the operation of his hand.
You see that?
Which is what you was talking about earlier. We forgot our first love.
Right. Right.
Now we're chasing wine and music and feasting. The party.
Right. We're doing those things to our pleasures rather than serving the Most High God with joy and gladness. Just like we should have been doing last night, the Sabbath, the new moons, all of these type of different things rather than walking around with a long face. But yet still you have pleasure when you go home and you can sit up and watch 4 and 5 movies, you know what I'm saying, all day. You got the desire and the crave to do that rather than to read your Bible or the fellowship. Well, such and such at. What's such and such at? Their addiction is somewhere else. Their pleasure is somewhere else. Hey, find me that one in Corinthians about addicted. I believe it's addicted to the ministry. This is 1 Corinthians. I want to say 15. I always forget what I went at. I forget. 16:15. Thank you. 16:15. Yes. Thank you.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 16 and verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
I beseech you, brethren, ye know the house of Stephanus, that it is the first fruits of Achaia, and that they have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints.
You see that they're addicted themselves. This is what you want to be addicted to. That's why we read in Psalms. What did David say? I delight to do this. I delight to it. It's my pleasure. You ever heard somebody say, it's my honor to do this? That means they
Yes,
want to do it. You know, just when it goes into the characteristics of let's get over here real quick. Romans 12. Romans 12, start at verse 11. Read 11 down to 14.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit.
You got to be fervent in spirit. Fervent, you got to be hot desires to want to do it. That's an addiction right there. Come on.
Serving the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
rejoicing in hope.
Rejoicing. Remember, because it says something about a symptom is you're not having joy in something no
right.
more, right? But we're rejoicing in hope. And this what we're doing in serving the Lord. That we're going to get the kingdom, that we're going to endure this hardship, the things that we're going through, all the withdrawals, the things that we used to do, the weed you used to do, the women used to indulge in, the clubs you used to go to. That's what you withdraw from those things.
Right.
And now you're addicted to the ministry. Come on.
Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation.
Patient in tribulations. Some people can't endure, I don't have a job, now I got to go back and do what I used to do. No, don't be addicted that way. You got to be patient in that tribulation. Go right back to that withdrawal, right? Because you got to be patient while you're in that lower state. It tells us that. Sirach chapter 2. When you come to serve the Lord, endure these hardships that are going to come upon you. Come on.
Continuing instant in prayer.
Come on.
Distributing to the necessity of saints.
And when it says that continuing in prayer, and my mind is on the withdrawal part, right? When he's saying continuing in prayer, that's that continuing staying away from it, because you used to desire that substance, or you used to desire that behavior, but now you're on this addicted to the ministry. You're pacing yourself right here. You're not allowing yourself to go back, convert back to that old man, to those old habits. Read that again. Continue in prayer that you what? Endure. Come on.
Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer.
Come on.
Distributing to the necessity of saints, given to hospitality. Bless them which persecute you. Bless and curse not. Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep.
Right. All that goes into, that should be your new addiction. How the house was addicted. You see what I'm saying? To the ministry. These are same attributes as they was in 1 Corinthians 16:15. The same attributes. So this is what you want to be doing, right? I think I had one more thing we want to pull up. One more thing. Do we have one more that I see? We did yeah. Roll that one up. Roll it up. So we did the smartphone. Caffeine. Oh, you know what? I think I just want to read those. Go ahead, go back real quick. All right, so here's things. No, let's read that title real quick. Go ahead.
Could you be hooked? Surprising addiction.
Right. Come on. These are things that you could be hooked to.
Number 1, smartphone.
We just went over this in that last article, right? That little short video talked about the smartphone. You could wake up in the morning, first thing you do before you get out of bed is look at that phone. I'm guilty.
Right. Roll up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Man, let me check Telegram.
You know, honestly, I'll be honest with you. It be some things that you think you might have missed that's
Right. I know. Hey,
important.
that's the addiction
Yeah,
part.
that's true. That's true. All right, go ahead.
You want to read that or just
No. Just want to read the title. Go to the next one.
Number 2, caffeine.
We could be addicted to caffeine. We all get to that one. All right, come on.
Number 3, chocolate and other sweets.
That's, I'm
I
guilty
got
of that.
I gotta say,
I'm guilty.
yeah,
You see,
man,
so thing we didn't know. So now we know
Well,
we
I
can
won't
do
say it's
better.
an addiction, but yeah, we do have cravings for it. I can go without it, but man,
Yeah,
every now and then,
yeah. But like he's saying, he's just showing us things that we could be
yeah,
aware
right,
of.
right.
It could turn into an addiction.
Oh God.
Sisters, don't be mad.
Yeah.
Shopping.
That should have been like, yeah, it made the top 5, so that's good.
Addiction. Come on.
Gambling.
Gambling is an addiction, so we want to be careful with that when we go on cruises and go to the casino. You want to be careful that you don't overindulge in it.
Yeah, they make it so easy right now. It's just in Texas, it's a short drive down the freeway. Now you got the casinos there.
Yep. All right, what else we got?
Dang.
Plastic surgery.
Plastic surgery.
I blame that on the Edomites. And then, you got Jake, too, that they want the bigger butts and the bigger breasts.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Did the bishop bring that out? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was Kevin Samuels talking about how these women are all going down to DR, Dominican Republic, to get big lips, big butts,
right,
whatever.
Right. Plastic surgery. Our people are addicted to it. I don't know about that one. That's the Edomite.
That might be an Edomite thing. Tanning.
Yeah.
They want to be like us. So they want.
So that's their addiction.
Yeah, that's their addiction.
Exercise. We read that earlier as well, right? Exercising. Come on. Social media.
That's right, back to the phone. But I guess you can do social media from your computer or your phone.
That's true. That's true. Some people might wait until they get home to get on their laptop,
right?
If they got a basic phone,
right.
So when they get home, they're on there till 1, 2 in the morning on their social media. All right, sex.
Yep, that's a big
wine and women.
Yep,
wine and women. That's why we read that, because sex could be an addiction.
Right.
What's another branch off to
or
sex?
Looking at porn.
There you go. That's a branch off to
Ooh.
it. Let's read that real quick.
Sex. Can't stop having sex.
So we see a lot of people with committing fornication, have no fellowship. Why? Because they didn't know how to control this obsession or this subdue this addiction.
Right.
Go ahead.
Or looking at porn. And I think that's a real big one there. And I think, of course, they feed off of one another, right? Doing it more, enjoying it less, and risking too much to get it. Maybe you have a strong sex drive, but there could be more going on. It's not an official addiction, but there is a thing called hypersexual disorder. If you have it, your brain may be wired like that of someone with a drug or gambling problem.
All right, so we're going to hold it right there. We're going to have to pick back up on this article. Our time is up. We're going to pick back up on it. We're going to have to do a part 2, man. We're going to have to.
Yeah, because we glimpsed over a lot of addictions out there that our people are dealing with.
Right, exactly. And we want our people to hear these things and get it. Put it in your spirit so you can start applying these things according to the scriptures, not to be addicted to these things. So subduing your addictions, we're going to have to do a part 2 on this, all right? So Israel, we hope y'all enjoyed that brief that we was able to get into, all right? So, hey, what we got, Doc? What we got?
I don't have my lineup here, but we know we have Patient Saints coming up, Bible Book of Our Fathers.
No.
What? I mean, history.
With Deacon Athan.
With Deacon Athan and Raven and Wolves. Yeah. Sunday lineup is very powerful. So stay tuned.
Yeah. And for the Booster Club fundraising.
If you want to donate to the Booster Club, it's IUIC fundraising.
IUIC.fundraising
at IsraelUnite.org.
Right.
Yep. So.
All right. And original royalty. You want any of your Bibles, a poster, anything you want, go on and support as well and pick up those items.
And
all
I
right?
just heard from the IT team here in Houston that if you want to donate to the IT team in Houston here, it's IUIC.Houston at IsraelUnite.org and put down there in the notes.
Supporting IT.
IT department.
All right, so we want to, like we said again, we appreciate Soldier Jeremiah, Soldier Jotham, and Soldier Zaharia for coming through. Those brothers are always here for us when we bring y'all daily bread.
Yes,
all right.
sir.
So once again, I'm Officer Micah out of Houston camp,
And I'm Officer Othniel.
and with that.